MW hardware and Cubase LE software is good for the guitar player or singer looking to record their music as a series of individual tracks, and it also integrates perfectly with a multi-timbral MIDI setup based around a music production workstation like the Yamaha Mo 6. There are many ways you can work with this powerful system. Just stick with the MIDI, stick with audio, mix the two, use the Mo as a controller. You can make it as straightforward or as adventurous as you want. Either way, 2 USB cables plus 2 1/4-inch instrument cables will make all the necessary connections if you want to keep all of your options open for right now. The first USB cable connects from your MW to your computer, and this will carry your stereo audio. A second cable from your Mo to the computer handles MIDI data. The Mo's audio outs connect to 2 input channels on the MW. This lets you both zero latency direct monitor the output of your Mo as you build up MIDI tracks, and record the audio output to Cubase later on when you're ready to do your final mix and create an audio CD. Charmaine Dennison is a keyboardist and singer based in Toronto. As a long-time keyboard workstation user, she's comfortable using the Mo as a sequencer and as a MIDI controller. However, she does like to use Cubase software to complete her recordings with vocals and other instruments such as live percussion and guitar. Like many people, Charmaine has a stack of older songs that she's not been able to completely finish. Revisiting some of this material, Charmaine came across a song whose basic structure she still liked, but that now, 7 years down the line, she felt could use a makeover. More current sounding drums and percussion, and more contemporary instrumentation. The Mo 6 is Charmaine's primary keyboard, so first we're going to look at the Mo itself and see what sort of rejuvenating facilities it can provide for a task like this. The Mo is multi-timbral, with a complete selection of sounds from acoustic instruments like pianos and guitars and drums, to cutting-edge synths and effects. From the Mo's keyboard you can record into the internal sequencer, or into an external DAW like Cubase LE. The Mo's pattern sequencer is perfect for loop-based music production that's so popular these days, and offers an array of interesting remix tools. Patterns can also be chained into linear songs. In turn, Cubase MIDI tracks can utilize both sounds in the Mo and sounds provided by plug-in instruments installed in the computer. Finally, the Mo can even act as a remote controller for Cubase LE, providing some physical hands-on mixing and looping controls to help keep the creative flow while Charmaine is working at the keyboard. There are 3 basic ways to use the Mo with LE, and you can find 3 quick-set templates in the pattern utility pages that will instantly set up the Mo for any one of them. 1. You can record all your MIDI and audio parts in Cubase using the Mo as a keyboard controller and a tone generator. 2. You can create your original material in the Mo's pattern and song sequencer, and then transfer all of the MIDI data over to Cubase when you're ready to start recording the audio. 3. You can record arpeggios from the Mo into LE as MIDI data, and then continue the recording, both MIDI and audio, in Cubase. In terms of monitoring, Charmaine is going to be monitoring the audio output of the Mo through the MW, until all of the data has been turned into audio within Cubase LE. This is a highly flexible environment, but it's important to keep in mind that so long as your material remains in MIDI, you'll be able to change everything from sounds to parts to tempo very simply and quickly. Once you start printing the data to audio, things will become progressively harder to change. The song had originally been recorded on an earlier version of Cubase, so in order to hear, simultaneously, the existing tracks on Cubase, along with the new material about to be recorded on the Mo, Charmaine has Cubase and the Mo synced up. Cubase as the master, and the Mo's pattern sequencer running on external clock. Even though the Mo is recording MIDI, it's being monitored directly as audio through the MW, so any volume adjustments made on the Mo will alter the mix you hear. Charmaine always liked the guitar parts played by her friend Oliver Dinn, so these parts became the anchor around which the new parts would be added. The really crucial area is the drums. Using the Mo in multi-timbral pattern mode, Charmaine sets up a variety of different drum kits on different parts and different MIDI channels. A hip-hop kit for the kick, a different hip-hop kit for the snare, a rock kit for a shaker and triangle part. Setting a 4-bar loop on Cubase, and then going in to record on the Mo quickly lets Charmaine build up an interesting, rather more aggressive new drum track, and everything stays in sync. The Mo has another trick up its sleeve called Loop Remix. This feature lets you slice and dice and reassemble a part in real time. As soon as you hear a remix that you like, you can just press OK and save it. This is an excellent tool for creating beats, fills and hits that you'd probably not come up with yourself no matter how long you took. Having created the new raw material on the Mo, Charmaine is now going to transfer this pattern over to Cubase. There are several ways to do this, but one of the easiest is simply to save the pattern section as a MIDI file onto a USB stick and then merge that data with your current Cubase project. With a new groove behind it, Charmaine's song quickly takes shape as she adds a fresh bass line, a cool new lead synth part, electric piano, all of them played on the Mo. Vocals are still the most important part of most pop recordings, and Charmaine was able to record straight into Cubase using the MW's built-in mic pre's and stereo USB capability in the comfort of her own studio. The beauty of this whole setup is flexibility. Tracks recorded on Cubase can run in sync with tracks recorded on the Mo with zero latency monitoring. The Mo itself can be used to revitalise your songs with creative features like Loop Remix, not to mention a wealth of internal arpeggios. And when it comes time to record your vocals, the MW has everything you need to capture a great performance, including the lack of stress from not having to pay for a professional studio. Finally, when she's completely satisfied with the way things sounds, she can simply use the MW to print the audio output of the Mo to Cubase as a stereo track. Then she's ready to use the audio mixdown to create a stereo master and burn a CD.
Everywhere I turn, there are things that remind me of you, like a soft cologne